All right, so this is how I make my F1 ferment 1 for kombucha. I use tea water, just from the tap, but I have well water, so there's no chlorine. But I'm pretty sure the chlorine will kind of boil out when it boils. A little bit less than a cup of sugar. I use this organic Positively tea company. It's on Amazon, 18 bucks, loose leaf, black. And I just take, I really don't have a good way of doing this. A heaping tablespoon. I always use 2 into the hot water. I go with as much tea that will hold on there. So heaping, and dump the sugar in there and stir it up. When I get this all brewed up, I put it in a half-gallon mason jar to cool. It needs to cool down to under 100 degrees, but it's best to get it into the 70 to 80 range. But when I put it in my gallon, I'm gonna add additional water, tap water, so it'll cool it down. But after I put it in the mason jar, it sits for a few hours or even the next day. Usually brew it up ahead of time. I steep it for 15 minutes. I really don't care about any tannins or anything that gets in there. The more tea flavor, the better, as far as I'm concerned. So, I'll be back in 15 minutes. Alright, so now that 15 minutes has gone by, the tea has steeped. I stir it up every so often, just keep it nice and loose. So, all right, see if I can do this one-handed. So, I just have a small strainer. Doesn't really matter, just a strainer. There's about 100 different ways, 1,000 different ways of brewing tea. Doesn't really matter. It's just very convenient to throw the sugar in there all at the same time. For me. All right. All right, let that cool down. I usually do 2 gallons at a time, so I'm going to make another one of these, and then I'm going to do bottling. 1 gallon always makes 6 bottles, 6 16-ounce bottles. So anyway.